Hi, my name is Kevin Gillen. I'm with Immanuel Lutheran Church, and with me is Al Swedberg. Al's been a member of the church for some time now, and would like to learn a little bit more about Al, so that's what today's session is all about. So, give me a little bit of background information, Al. Where are you from? Where were you born? What's your history?
Born in Centralia at the old hospital in 1950. My father was a mechanic in town. Grew up on the small city streets in the neighborhood with a neighborhood gang.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and a good gang.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Right.
In those days. I grew up in First Baptist Church. As I grew up, at 15, I lost my dad to an accident.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and after that, I had some turbulent years growing up, not probably as much guidance as I should have had. Later in life, at 25, 26, got married to Joni, and I knew that I needed to get back to a church. And so at that point, we went to another church and looked around a little bit, and we ended up at Immanuel about 38 years ago.
Let's talk about Immanuel.
Yeah.
What do you see as the basic character of this congregation, of this church?
What has kept me at Immanuel, there's a couple of things. I like their belief system. I like the creed. Just some important things to hang your faith on. But within that, I've always found that, at least this church, I don't know if all Lutheran churches are like this, but I could think, and I didn't have to take everything that people told me as the only way it could be. And so over the years, I've gone to a lot of classes here, and I've always thought that it was very open to discussion. Never felt like you have to be like this and this and this and this and this and this if you want to be a good member at this church.
I understand.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There's freedom here,
The ability to ask questions.
the ability to doubt.
So with that sort of as a background, digging deeper,
Yeah.
what is the source of your faith?
Well, it has to come from God. That's the source.
Right.
There was a time in my life when I was a mess, and I was trying to figure it out. It's hard to explain this, but it wasn't until I gave up
Interesting.
that it kind of came to
Just
me.
let it go.
It was one of those experiences, and it's like the only time that ever happened, and that was a very young man, and yet that'll always be with me. There was, God just kind of touched me and said, "I'm here, and I love you."
That's powerful.
But that was, and that was enough.
Yeah.
And so whenever I have a doubt or anything like that, I can remember back to that experience and know that there is something more there. I probably don't get it all at all, but that's okay.
So
The grace covers it.
So God's hand at work.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've all had those kinds of experiences. I
Yeah.
know I certainly have.
Yeah.
And what I know to be true is it's different for everybody.
I believe that very much. And I am one that is, I'm still a skeptic in that it's very hard for me to say that God did this for me or didn't do this for me or whatever, because sometimes I think it's very easy to put our own agenda behind what we say God has done for us. So it's very hard for me to know just what God is really doing as far as real instances in my life. It's just, I feel that He's there on the whole.
There's a presence.
Yes, but
Yeah. Very, very interesting. I mean, again, we've all had experiences like that. At least I know I have. And,
Yeah.
and it is a source of my faith. It's this realization that God does exist, and it plays a role in my life. And of course, as being human, well, we all have attention grabbers that are taking our attention away from where we really perhaps should be. We don't spend enough time really acknowledging God's presence.
No, we don't.
So let's talk about the future. As a member of Immanuel, what vision do you have for this congregation and for this church?
Well, my hope would be that we can be a blessing to others, and I think that is going to be the key is to find where we can be that blessing. And it, to me right now, it's pretty obvious. We have a facility that is very underused, and we have a community of young people that is very much underserved. And the trick is to try to pull that together with the realization that right now in our church body right now, we don't have the energy ourselves to do it, but we sure have a gift that we can give to others that will help us. And as a group, it's unlimited what we can do, but we have to be willing to do some changing and letting go, a certain amount of trusting, and do all of that with that thought in the back of our minds. We are God's church, and we have to stay within our guidelines. If we're going to be a church, let's be a church.
So have a foundation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let go, but trust in God to give us a direction that is going to be beneficial to ourselves as well as to the community at large.
I think we have a huge vacuum here right now, and if when people realize that, they're going to rush maybe to fill it. We have to be careful what rushes in.
Right.
But we can do that. You know,
Right.
We have.
Well, the one thing we have is a lot of gray hairs. And
We do.
And with a lot of gray hairs, we have wisdom. And hopefully we'll be able to exercise that wisdom in a judicious way that has the benefits that we bring to this community as a church to manifest itself in a rightful way.
We were in a place like this 20 years ago when we decided to build. Actually, it was more than 20 years ago when the decision was made. That was a very hard decision. That was a lot of change.
Yeah.
Huge change. But you know, we did it. And I know it was terribly difficult for some people to leave the old church. And we're kind of at that place now. We did that. We did that move thinking ahead. To survive, we need to make a place where we can make a difference in the community. We have that place now. Now is the time for that next step.
Right. Status quo is okay for a period of time.
Right.
But not forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else that you'd like to add?
No, I love it here. This is, you know, we go to Arizona and spend some time down there. People says, well, or they ask, are you going to church down there? And I say, no, we're not. I really have a hard time when I go to a church finding one that I feel as comfortable in, that I trust as much, maybe, as this church. I have a lot of trust here that it's very legitimate, that people aren't trying to sell me something.
And that goes back to the concept of being able to question and not
Yes.
be and not be sold. This is the way it's going to be.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I think that's foundational.
Yeah.
For me, anyway.
Yeah.
I believe
Be
it
able to
be
question, be able to doubt, and to voice those concerns and see that,
isn't-
by golly, somebody else has the same doubts. It's not just me.
Or they may have different
Wonderful.
doubts, but at the
Yeah.
end of the day, there's doubts.
Yeah, and I
it's-
mean, it's
that's-
biblical.
Studying that pushes everybody's faith closer
Yes.
to,
Yeah, it
to
does.
God.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Al. It was enjoyable
Yeah.
having this conversation, and let's keep the ball rolling going forward.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.